Time now to go inside out with SNY MLB insider Andy Martino. And Andy, how did we get from Billy Eppler and David Stern shaking hands Monday to Eppler resigning on Thursday?
Well, that one's got a really clear answer, Chelsea. It came to light since that Eppler was under investigation by Major League Baseball for improper use of the injury list rules. That was first reported by the New York Post. I also have that through sources. It's true that investigation is ongoing, and Eppler decided to resign. You saw the wording of that statement. A clean slate takes on a lot of meaning, or a deeper meaning now that we know that he doesn't want the Stearns regime to be in any way encumbered by this investigation.
Yeah, so Andy, what is the phantom injury list and how widespread is it in baseball?
Yeah, good question. So I should specify that the exact nature of the alleged violation that MLB is looking into isn't clear. It hasn't been stated, but generally speaking, the phantom IL is something that was very common in baseball up to, say, 15, 20 years ago. Talking to a lot of execs around the league this evening to get full context on this. Certainly something I heard of before then, where, again, generally speaking, a player might be placed on the injured list for roster reasons instead of really having an owie somewhere on his body. But they need to clear the spot, so therefore it's the phantom IL. That's, again, something that does happen. It is something that MLB has been looking to crack down on in recent years. I can tell you through sources that the Mets have made use of this phantom IL, and they're not alone in the league in doing that, but they have. But again, it's not explicitly stated by our sources or by the Post sources that this is what Eppler is being investigated on. Whatever rule violation he's being investigated on was the result of a tip from somebody who remains anonymous, which, of course, leads to the very interesting question, to which I do not have the answer. Who dropped a dime on Billy Eppler? There's a lot of intrigue around that right now because he was supposed to be the Mets GM for a long time to come still if it weren't for this.
Yeah, that's a huge question waiting to be answered. So now with Billy Eppler out, Andy, what's next for David Stearns?
Well, they're looking for a manager, of course. The thing about the president of baseball operations title, Chelsea, is that it's kind of fake and inflated. It's just the general manager, the head of baseball operations, whatever you want to call that person. So technically, Stearns doesn't need to hire a general manager. And talking to sources tonight, the Mets are still scrambling and reeling from this really disappointing and depressing news. They like Billy Eppler, and I'm not getting a sense that they've fully decided yet if or when they're going to hire a GM. They have one. His name's David Stearns. He just has a cooler title. And they need a manager that's much more urgent. So a lot of front office positions that need to be filled, a lot of very important front office positions still need to be filled, scouting, player development, and whatnot. So there's a lot to do for Stearns in terms of getting his infrastructure in place this month as he heads into trying to deal with free agency next month.